All right, I just wanted to do a quick 1-year review of my John Deere 4066R. So I haven't quite had this a year yet. I have 151 hours on it. I bought it brand new. And overall, I would give it a 5-star rating. It is an amazing machine. I absolutely love it. It surprises me and amazes me all the time when I'm doing different things of its capabilities. But I'm going to be a little nitpicky here and, some things that I think could be improved from the dealer or manufacturer. And just some pros and cons of different things. But by no means is this meant to take away from how great of a machine it is. It's just my opinion and my nitpicky. Just a little nitpicky. So, start off with the lights. As you can see, we put on aftermarket LED lights here. Why Deere doesn't offer LED lights as a option, at least from the factory, is beyond me. Same with the headlight bulbs in here. You replace those are nice white lights, and then these are yellow lights, so then you got to go find aftermarket bulbs and replace these. Easy enough to do, but still just kind of annoying that you got to do it. I really liked the skid steer quick attach carrier system that I have. Kind of an expensive upgrade, but the bucket that goes on this, in my opinion, is a lot better than the standard bucket. I do love the chain hooks on the top of the standard bucket, but the bucket that goes on this allows it to curl back a lot further. The angles on the bucket and this allow you to get a much better, curl or scoop of when it's full to curl it back. Compared to the standard one, it just doesn't curl back quite as much. So I do recommend the skid steer quick attach and the heavy duty bucket quite a bit. Whether or not I recommend this hydraulic setup here I have for swapping out in between the bucket and pallet forks or snow pusher, it does work great. I don't have to get out of the seat. I can just pop the bucket off and throw the pallet forks on, just really, really quick. I really like that, but it is kind of a bit of a pain when you go put the grapple on, because you gotta pull these hoses out, take those off, and then plug on the grapple connection into there. This would be an ideal setup if it was electric over hydraulic, or just electric, so that it didn't take up your third function hydraulic port. That's really pretty nitpicky, but you can just order this, right? You don't have to do anything fancy. If it was an electronic over hydraulic or something electronic, maybe just actuator, so that you didn't use your hydraulic there, third function, that would be a little bit better. As you can see, I messed up my Grille Guard. I was crushing stuff in a dumpster with the pallet forks. I was trying to push it down in the dumpster, and I had raised the front tires up off the ground, and knew I was really close, but I didn't realize when I went to lower myself back down, that caught on the edge of the dumpster and bent it. So that was pretty disappointing. This deluxe brush guard is really pretty disappointing for how expensive it is. And it doesn't give a ton extra protection, right? You're still pretty vulnerable down here. It'd be nice if it went down here, and even if I didn't have this bent, it really only goes, that far down, so you still have a lot of unprotected area down here. So I think they could do a lot better job on the Deluxe Grille Guard. The hydraulic hookups here, I've seen a few different configurations of these from the dealer. Mine came, and it's got these right angle elbows here. Hard to see, but it's like a right angle elbow. Just about every one of them has a right angle elbow coming out, and they really weave in there. Not that easy. If they came straight out and looped up, it would be better. My buddy, who has pretty much the same machine as me, his goes straight, like this one here. This one just goes straight out. His all goes straight, and mine are all bent. So on my old tractor, my 4720, it was easier to pull these on and off than it is on this one with these bent things. It's really hard to get in there, and I keep going back and forth on, do I do this one first or that one first? Does this go on the outside or the inside? The way to route the hoses the best is still not super clear to me. I wish that was a little bit better design, and I don't see any reason why they couldn't make it a little bit better, give a little bit more height in here or something, extend that plate. There's definitely room for improvement there. This is your battery here. This is a plastic cover. I guess it's okay. They have metal behind it, but I kind of wish it was all enclosed. I mean, that's the actual battery there. It's not covered very well. I wish it was a little bit more robust as far as protecting the battery down there. Same comment everybody has is, why can't they put a $10 shock on this door? I know it's not meant to get in and out of, but sometimes it's just nice to open it up when you're standing here trying to do something with the loader and look at it or whatever. Just have a stupid shock on there would be nice. I did bust off the antenna pretty quick. It didn't last very long for me. I'm not super gentle with my machines. I work it. And that broke off pretty soon. It still works. The radio still works very well, even without the antenna on there, until I turn on the LED lights. As soon as I turn on these top LED lights, these ones down here don't seem to affect it, but the top ones, aftermarket ones, as soon as I turn those on, it goes fuzzy. So daytime, no problem. And that's really only one station that does that. Some of the other stations come in fine. So moving around to the back here, same thing with LED lights. Why don't they offer that as a factory option? I did upgrade and put these big fender flares on here. I do like them. I think it was worth it, but this rubber piece started to peel off. I had to glue it on both sides. Little nitpicky here, right? That's what I'm doing, nitpicky. So in the back, the hydraulics, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I've got a lot of stuff going on back here, and I like it. I would do it the same way if I were to do it again. If you guys are thinking about this, some sort of, top and tilt, if you're on the fence about it, I would strongly recommend getting a hydraulic top link. I use that all the time. The side link, not so much. I have used it a few times, but not that often. The hydraulic top link, I use all the time, and it is so convenient. And when you're hooking stuff up on the quick hitch or whatever, you want to adjust your implement to grab more or less or lift up or down. It just works great. And I guarantee if you spend the extra money on the hydraulic top link, you won't be disappointed. Actually, I have a lot of, hookups back here. Those are, I just unhooked the snowblower. So snowblower there. I got a couple more for the chute on the snowblower. I do like all the hydraulics. Probably a little overkill. I don't really, this last set of hydraulics down here, I haven't really found a purpose for those yet, but I can definitely see a use for these and these. Now, granted, do you need them? Not really. I could disconnect the top and tilt. That's what these 4 lines going in here. 2 of them are for my top and 2 of them are for the tilt. So I could disconnect those and run, my snowblower chute with those. This way I don't have to disconnect any of this stuff. I can just leave it and it works pretty well. One thing I'll mention too, if you look at this on other tractors, this setup, how John Deere does this to adjust your width of your A-arms and to lock them in. This is a far superior setup than a lot of the competitors. A lot of the competitors have like a shackle type system down here, and it's a bear to do, and there's always a lot more slop in it. I mean, this locks it in here pretty solid. There's not a lot of wobble compared to some other tractors and stuff. Your Massey Fergusons and stuff, they have this turnbuckle thing there, and it's not as good. This is a really good design. Definitely give them some props there. What else? I do find myself using this quite a bit. This knob here is what raises and lowers your 3-point hitch. I find myself using that a fair amount. That's a nice feature to have back here. The motion, whatever they call it, to find a movement here to move the tractor forward and backward when you're out of the tractor. I have used it. I do use it every now and then. I don't use it that much. So I'm not I can take it or leave it. Another thing I'll mention, when you get this top link here, you need to make sure you put this cover down. If you forget to leave it up when you lower this, it'll crush into that. You can see I got a little dent on it there. And in order to lift it up, this is the bypass right now. This hose here is the bypass for the backhoe. You have to pull that over to the side in order to raise this up. I can't do it with one hand. So you're always pushing that off to the side. It's a little bit of a pain, but not a big deal. The windshield wiper, which you just noticed this is coming out. About that. The windshield wiper on the back of this tractor is the most retarded design you will ever see. It is so stupid. It only cleans like from here over. It doesn't even touch this half of the windshield. It is the worst design ever. And I can't, for the life of me, I don't understand how they haven't fixed that yet. It was like this on the 4720s, and it's still the same. Awful. absolutely awful. There is some aftermarket thing I saw where it has a different arm angle and stuff, and it pretty much just wipes this side rather than that side, which this side would be better because most of us are having our right hand on the controls there, your 3-point hitch control or whatever, and you're turning to your right, looking over your right shoulder as you're backing up. So having it clear over here would be a lot better than having it clear how it is on this side from the factory. Absolutely awful, awful design. What else? I think that's pretty much all I could say on the outside of the tractor. I do have the block heater on this tractor. I have not used it, and this thing doesn't have a problem. I mean, mind you, it's brand new, but it does not have a problem starting up when it's cold out at all. I've had some very cold days, and it just fires right up as long as you've got the right fuel in there so you're not gelling up. You're not going to have a problem. It definitely works great. One of the other things I did here too is the leveling rod on these tractors. They come stock on this side, but you got your hydraulic third function hookups here. So it was just one other thing to kind of reach in behind over on this side when that rod was in the way over here. So I took it off and I just put it over here. Easy to do. I like it a lot better on this side. It was worth the half hour, 10 minutes, whatever it was it took me to do it. And now it's not in the way at all of the third function. It's definitely worth a couple minutes to do that. I think that's all I can tell you on the outside. I do actually like the plastic hood and the plastic roof and plastic fenders. You know, some people bash on Deere about that, but I drive through a lot of brush and stuff, and they're not gonna rust, right? They're not gonna scratch and rust. I mean, if you look over at this side of the machine, I've messed up my stickers here because I'm going through the brush. I tend to hug this side of the tractor to the brush a little bit more than the other side. When I'm brush hogging or whatever, generally this side will be the side that's getting hit a little bit more, probably why I busted my antenna here. I think it's just because I've got my hands on the levers here, whether it's the loader or whatever. I'm more focused on this side, so I tend to hug this side to the brush and stuff. Plus this side has the step on it. I don't want to bend that, so I'm a little more cautious with this side of the tractor, I guess. Yeah, give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think about these machines if you have one. Things you like, you don't like, things you wish they would improve. I'll go over a few things inside the cab that I think could be better, but maybe I'll mention one now. These windshield wipers. The windshield wiper fluid sprays up, not very well. It'd be nicer if it came out of the top of the cab here and squirted down. It would do a much better job cleaning. And also, on a tractor that costs this much, why don't they give you delay windshield wipers? These windshield wipers are off, low, or high. That's it. There's nothing in between. Both the front and the rear. That's it. So, cars have had delay windshield wipers for decades now. It's not that technologically advanced. I don't understand why Deere doesn't have that on their tractors. It would be a major improvement. Another thing that would be nice if they could add some sort of side lighting at night. These LED lights, it's really much better than my old tractor without the LED lights, but much better. But it's still dark on the sides of the tractor. It would be really nice if they, I don't know, embedded in the top of the cab here, side pointing lights. That would be a major plus for me. I tend to find myself doing a lot of nighttime operating, and side lighting would be great. I guess that's all. For now. All in all, John Deere 4066R, awesome tractor. Very, very happy I bought this machine, this make, this model. It was a good decision overall.